Adaptation, Kansas, just west of Garden City. This is the house in which the Herbert Clutter family lived, and the house in which they were murdered.
He said, as I pulled the trigger, I could see his head split apart. My God, how horrible.
This is a true picture of what happened out there.
The murders would have been the only subject people were talking about. This was national news.
Was there any sign of a struggle in the house?
None that we could see.
And have you called in any extra state help to help you in this investigation?
Yes, we have. We have the Highway Patrol and the Kansas KBI.
Sheriff Earl Robinson, I'm sure when he responded, was overwhelmed. So it was very quickly turned over into the competent hands.
And they were extremely experienced.
I was telling him about how wealthy Mr. Clutter was. We talked quite a bit about Mr. Clutter.
I decided to follow this case shortly after it occurred until the case was solved in the arrest of two young men, ex-convicts. Experiment is what I call the nonfiction novel. A nonfiction novel being the synthesis of journalism with a fictional technique. In Cold Blood is the story of these people, the Clutters, who died together November 15th, 1959, and Perry Smith and Richard Hickok. Is the story of their lives and their deaths. Perry Smith was what people would call, he has a bad character, but it was ever so much more than that. If Perry could have just been left there to draw and paint and do what it was, he developed into quite a different person. I used to visit them in death row there about every 3 months. They both used to write me twice a week. Well, these are just over a period of about a year, these letters, all from Perry and Dick.
Exhausted all legal means of escaping the gallows. 4 men are on death row of the Kansas State Prison awaiting execution. Tomorrow, only 2 will remain.
The trapdoor was swung at 1:02 this morning, and the prison physician pronounced him dead at 1:19, 17 minutes after the trapdoor had swung. I would further like to say that I have seen the newly born, and there I saw a purpose. I have seen the maimed, the crippled, and the dead, and even there I saw a purpose. But what I saw tonight, I saw no purpose.
Truman Capote became famous almost 2 decades ago, but nothing he'd written prepared the public for the dramatic impact of his latest work, In Cold Blood.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Truman Capote.
Good evening. Truman Capote is here, one of the great men of letters of our time.
He was the most famous writer in America, most famous writer in the world, probably.
I really think you've written a masterpiece here.
When Capote first came to Holcomb and Garden City, most of the local people had never heard of him. Today, his In Cold Blood is known here simply as The Book. And now there are 2 books every Western Kansan is sure to have read, The Book and the Bible. George Page, NBC News, reporting from Holcomb, Kansas.
In Cold Blood, worldwide bestseller. Now a motion picture brings this book to the screen.
This morning, the film crew for the movie In Cold Blood began shooting. The director, Richard Brooks, shouting his orders at the residence of the Herbert Clutter family.
Some people would naturally like to see the whole thing forgotten. Other local residents, however, feel much the same as Terry Schmidt, who says when they switch to that long shot of the courthouse, maybe I'll be the guy washing the windows.
Many of these same spectators and reporters were in the sullen crowd that saw the actual killers brought to this courthouse after their capture. In this courtroom, they were tried for murder, and 7 of the jurors in the film are the actual men who decided their fate.
Isn't it in fact just glorifying 2 killers who, but for the film,
You gotta be putting me on. You gotta be putting me on. What are you trying to do, get me riled?
No, I feel this very strongly.
What do you want to do, just make Mary Poppins? Shall we just make films like that? When I turn on television, I want to see what the hell's going on in Vietnam. I don't want a fiction.
Now the bodies of the killers are being exhumed. Investigators are checking to see if the killers may have slaughtered another family.
The Walker family. Cliff, Christine, 3-year-old Jimmy, and 2-year-old Debbie were also shot and killed.
In the heart of America, in a small rural community, occurred a crime which shocked the entire nation. A book about this crime by Truman Capote became a worldwide bestseller. Now a motion picture brings this book to the screen. In Cold Blood. An appalling and apparently senseless crime. 2 apparently heartless young criminals. What is the reality behind the appearance? Richard Brooks, a director of great forcefulness, was determined to capture the reality with absolute honesty. Kansas City. The film company moves here because it was from this bus terminal that the real Perry Smith made a crucial telephone call. The real Dick Hickok stopped at this gas station on the way to the fateful meeting with his partner. In this store, the killers bought the rope and tape with which they bound and gagged their victims. The relentless pursuit of authenticity leads cast and crew to the actual city streets, the sun-drenched desert highways, the rain-swept country roads, and the garish gambling towns where the real-life drama was played out. Many of these same spectators and reporters were in the sullen crowd that saw the killers brought to this courthouse after their capture. In this courtroom, they were tried for murder, and 7 of the jurors are the actual men who decided their fate. Actor John Forsythe portrays the agent who solved the crime, a remarkable look-alike for Alvin Dewey, the real-life investigator. These are the real killers. These are the actors who play their parts. So uncanny are the resemblances that they have said, sometimes we get the creepy feeling that we really are those guys. Robert Blake plays Perry Smith. Scott Wilson plays Richard Hickok. The crime depicted in Cold Blood took place inside this house. It is reenacted inside this house, so that the motion picture itself becomes a terrifyingly true story of our generation. A generation both repelled and attracted by violence.